Hi, my name is John, and today I will share a mind shift of myself about coffee. And I realized this when I was running yesterday. I regularly post on Instagram and write my comments on coffees that I purchased. In my recent posts, the tasting notes took a less place and the comments become abstract terms like tasty, delicious, or I love. To understand this shift, let's go back to start. Within the first days of my transition from commercial grade coffee to specialty world, the parameter I can mainly sense is the body and some aromas maybe. And up to that point, I think I had thousands liters of filter coffee with this Starbucks thermos. Then I started to identify the acidity, which was a little bit tricky in that days. Things became interesting when I started to sense the taste notes written on the back. Sometimes I can, sometimes I cannot, but since that very day, I feel that I have to identify the flavors and aromas written on the back. Every new coffee bag means new examination. For defining the quality of coffee, you score fragrance, aroma, flavor, aftertaste, acidity, body, uniformity, balance, clean cup, and sweetness individually, and sum these numbers, and generally higher the score of the coffee means higher the price. The coffee professionals are working on the standardization methods to evaluate the different origins of coffee and define a benchmarking methodology. And I do not have any problem with this. I'm an engineer and used to this numerical or technical breakdowns to understand the phenomena. But let me tell you a story. It's like 1.5 years ago. I visited a dear friend of mine in Madrid. He normally had a Nespresso machine in his house and we together went some coffee spots together. And he was not used to that specialty coffee thing, so of course it was my duty to order the coffee. When I handed him the coffee, he took the first sip and he started to talk. There are forest berries in it. It's like blackberry and hint of cinnamon and walnut. For sure, I shocked because how an espresso user defines all this stuff. Then he told me that in his workplace, which is a giant food company, had a sensory group and he was in that group for 2 years. He eats, drinks like every product sold in the supermarket. And I asked him, you can define all this stuff and how you can drink that Nespresso thing. And he added, my expectation from a coffee is the caffeine kick. If I want a banana aroma, I will eat a banana, not drink a coffee. At least now he had a grinder, even he's buying coffee bean from supermarket and I'm working on it. And today that answer makes sense now. Every one of us had a perception about coffee. If you are a green coffee bean buyer, you need to be on that technical part because you will pay accordingly. If you are looking for a quick caffeine intake and not interested in aromas or flavors, you can get into a Starbucks and have an espresso. If you are running a specialty coffee shop, you need to cup your coffee which you serve for customer satisfaction. And my main perception, it is a liquid which refreshes and gives me pleasure. With this new mindset, by not obsessing and forcing myself to identify the characteristics of coffee, and again, I started to enjoy the coffee that I brewed. It's like listening to a music. You do not break down a song in parts like melody, rhythm, harmony, and evaluate the song. You just listen to the song, and sometimes you may listen other genres or stop listening a specific genre, move to another one. And I'm not letting anyone to dictate me which coffee is good, which coffee is bad. I'm not paying my bills by tasting coffee or selling coffee. I pay for the coffee, and if I have one obligation, this is to enjoy the coffee. Do not get me wrong, I'm training on my palate for different flavors and aromas, but I do not want to miss the essence of it. For me, it's conveying the emotions. It's like art, it's like a song. It needs to trigger something in me. And to be honest, last year in my top 10 coffee list. It's like 60% of the coffees have 90 plus scores. The others have like 7 or 8 euro price tags per bag, which means lower scores. Whatever you are doing with coffee, do not forget to enjoy it. You can comment below or spread these words to your friends if you want. That's all for today. See you next time.